sound of jasmine in the small town of Eldersville, Missouri, where the American flag flew high and the football team was the town's pride. The high school stood like a monument to tradition. Its principal, Mr. Walter Harmon, was the very embodiment of those traditions. He was strict, clean-shaven, wore pressed suits every day, and always had a red and blue striped tie. For 30 years, he had run Eldersville High with an iron hand. But there was one unspoken truth about Mr. Harmon. He held deep-seated racial biases, passed down quietly like a family heirloom. When Jasmine Carter walked into Eldersville, High as a transfer student, everything about her was a contrast to what Mr. Harmon believed was orderly. Jasmine was black, outspoken, artistic, wore her natural hair in an afro, and carried around a beat-up sketchbook filled with chaotic, beautiful art. She came from East St. Louis, a place Mr. Harmon only ever referred to as troubled within the first 2 weeks. Jasmine got into minor trouble, nothing serious. A hallway argument with a teacher about cultural appropriation in a class poster. Wearing a hoodie with political statements, "Black is beautiful," and skipping gym to finish a mural she was painting in the school's unused art wing. Mr. Harmon called her to his office. "You're disrupting the order of this school." He told her, "I'm just being myself," Jasmine replied, calm but firm. Is that a problem that same week? Jasmine was expelled for insubordination? Her single mother, who worked 2 jobs, couldn't afford a lawyer. Jasmine went quietly, angry, humiliated, but not defeated. She returned to East St. Louis and poured herself into her art. She posted online. She painted murals in her neighborhood. She started workshops for kids. By age 25, she had become a nationally recognized artist, with her own studio, interviews, and even a TED Talk called The Power of Being Seen. Years passed. Mr. Harmon retired at 65. He remained in Eldersville, spending his days tending to his garden and trying not to think about the world changing around him. But sometimes when he saw art on TV or protests on the news, he would scoff, still clinging to his belief that people like Jasmine just didn't want to follow the rules. Then came the letter Eldersville's new mayor, a young woman who had once been Jasmine's classmate, invited Mr. Harmon to the town's new cultural center for a special unveiling where honoring local voices who've made national impact. It read curiosity got the better of him. When he arrived, the center was buzzing with people. He moved stiffly through the crowd, his cane tapping softly. On the far wall, covered by a velvet curtain, was the main piece. A plaque beside it read "The Sound of Jasmine" by Jasmine Carter. When the curtain dropped, the room went silent. The mural was massive, 10 feet tall, and 20 feet wide. It depicted a classroom, but twisted, surreal. The teacher's desk was elevated like a judge's bench. Desks floated in chaos. In the center was a black girl, hand raised, painted in vivid, glowing gold. Around her, faces, some angry, some blindfolded, some weeping. But the principal's face, it was unmistakable. An older white man looming over the girl with a finger pointed outward, eyes wide in fear and confusion. Not hate, Mr. Harmon stared. And then Jasmine walked onto the stage. She was taller now, radiant in a flowing white dress, dreadlocks tied up in a bun. The crowd clapped as she spoke. This mural is about being seen, about the people who silence you, and how you rise anyway. It's also about forgiveness, and understanding the roots of fear. Mr. Harmon felt something deep unravel. He didn't cry in public, not even at his wife's funeral, but now the tears came freely. He approached her quietly after the event. "I didn't see you back then," he said, his voice quivering. "You didn't want to," Jasmine replied softly, not with anger, but with an aching truth. "I was wrong." "You were afraid?" He looked at her. "Perhaps for the first time I'm sorry, Jasmine." For everything she reached out, not to shake his hand, but to hug him. And to his surprise, he led her later. Mr. Harmon became a regular volunteer at Jasmine's youth art workshop. He wasn't trying to make up for the past. He knew he never could. But he was finally learning something, that growth doesn't come from control. It comes from listening. Theme. This story isn't about erasing the harm caused by racism, but about confronting it honestly. Redemption doesn't mean forgetting. It means choosing to see the humanity you once ignored and doing better, even when it's too late to fix the past.